Hey Clinkers, this is Doogie.
This is Ia, and you're listening to Girl Cheers. Girl Cheers is about sharing our experiences as Hmong, female millennials, and building relationships among the larger community. In this episode, we'll be having our very first guest on the show, here to share her expertise in the Hmong fashion industry, talk about the current trends, fashion forecasting, and how Hmong fashion as a whole impacts our community globally. Every episode, we will be enjoying a brand of alcohol and give you our thoughts. We love the company of a good glass. This is the perfect time for you to go grab a cold one and drink responsibly with us. Hey Clinkers! So today our alcohol of choice is a bottle of wine. So we actually are enjoying this pretty early in the morning. So I decided to get a Moscato, and it's called Domino, the perfect play. And in the back it says it's smooth drinking wine, perfect for longing with friends, pairing with your favorite dishes, or sipping alone. And Duji, have you sipped on it yet?
I have, and I can really taste the grape in this wine. It is a very easy drink to drink. I understand why you chose it for this morning.
Totally agree. Very mellow. So if you will like it, Moscato Domino, the perfect play it is.
Where did you get it?
My local store, Viva.
Okay, and then joining with us today, we have our very first guest on the show. Her name is Hmong. She is from Sacramento and has been a recent seller in the Hmong fashion business for about a year. She has always had a passion for Hmong clothes, fashion, and business, thus starting her live business on Facebook. Her business focuses on Hmong clothes, Hmong-inspired clothes, and accessories. She's here today to share her expertise in Hmong fashion industry. Please welcome the lovely friend of ours, Nong Yang.
Woo!
Let's cheers to that.
Yes.
Girl, cheers. So before we deep dive into this, let's talk about our expertise. What is it that really are bringing us together here to talk about Hmong fashion? Personally, I can start first. I have always have a love for Hmong clothes just because it's my roots, it's my identity. I got my degree in fashion design and then started working for a chef apparel company. But before that, I did a lot of collections that were inspired by Hmong clothing. And currently, I am an active HCA, which is short for Hmong Clothes Addict.
Guilty. Yeah, so for me, pretty similar as you. It started as a young child. Do you remember going to Gibson Hmong New Year back in like the 90s?
I was a kid. I don't remember much then.
Okay. Well, I was a kid too back then. But I remember my earliest memories going to the Gibson Hmong New Year. I'm in the green Chevrolet van, and my mom is fixing a skirt for me. She hasn't even tied the wrap around me yet. I was already twirling and spinning. And so that was just my love for Hmong clothes. And it, during my free time as a child, I remember just playing hopscotch, playing spy, and I'll just dress up by myself. And then I grew into college where I was the culture coordinator for Hmong Student Union at UC Davis, and I did a Hmong culture fashion workshop. Mm-hmm. That was my first time really studying into different types of Hmong clothes, and it really opened my eyes. And I continued researching to Hmong fashion when you asked me in 2016, hey, yeah, do you want to be in fashion research with me? I was like, of course. And so that grew into Hmong is I make videos on how to put on Hmong clothes traditionally. So that's not a little but a lot about me.
Alrighty, so with that being said, the introduction of everyone here today, we're going to move on to the very first question on the list here is, how has the Hmong clothes changed?
Yeah, I can kind of chime in first. I want to start with just the very basic, which is material. So, as we know, hemp was a material that the Hmong people used for clothing, especially the skirt. And as hemp, think about the marijuana plant, but the hemp actually doesn't have THC, which is the part that makes you go, yeah, yeah, you know? And Hmong farmers would harvest the plant and then strip the stem and then make into smaller strands, and it's a long process. But how I know this is pretty much because of my dad. He has done this before, and even though he's a guy, and typically this job is quote unquote a girl's job, he participates in it a lot. And so after they have it into these strands, they would weave it together, dye if needed to. Very interesting that a lot of these materials that or anything valuable, they traded with the Chinese merchants called lo ba, and they will get silk threads that make their intricate skirts or make their blouses.
What about construction-wise? How has the construction has changed? And no, you can definitely chime in anytime too.
Well, I think you talk about how our Hmong clothes start change, right? I think ni nhóm chân tờ có nhóm lu đu từ là lu tế chờ từ là more material đi chả nữa. Back then they do it the hard way because that's all the material that they have. And they don't have access to all the nice material that we have nowadays. And so that's original how they started. But as time changed and as we all moved to different, and we got different material, we got different ideas, more accessory to add into the and I think that's how everything changed. Like even is totally different, from yeah. So
I see. So as for me, how I've seen Hmong clothes has changed over time is definitely the way how it's constructed, how and I've noticed that over the years now, the Hmong clothes have gotten more fitted compared to before, where it was a lot of box cut and then you really they sew throughout the whole thing. Whereas now they're utilizing more Western techniques to sew these clothes. And I have noticed that Hmong clothes has kind of almost not really, but it's really close to fast fashion now too, because a new style is coming out every single day, every single week. So that also means that the quality of construction goes down too. There's no lining. And as a designer, as a person who makes clothes, how can you guys treat Hmong clothes like this? How can you guys not put in the quality of work that's what makes Hmong clothes so beautiful?
Well, in that terms, because each one focus on keeping the Hmong traditional and keeping Hmong focus on business, focus on yes. So they don't care about the quality of it, so they just do whatever that they make a quick sell. So that's why plus we have a lot of access to technology and ideas and all those stuff. So right now traditional, because original. So that's why especially right now we see a lot of change in Hmong clothes. It's just like everything is like within each everything
Right, so we got 3 different people speaking here. Ia from a research background and me from a designing background, and then No, who's actually the only one working and selling Hmong clothes. And so then the next question I have here is, what is fashion forecasting and how does it relate to Hmong fashion? So for those of you who don't know what fashion forecasting is, it's essentially just predicting the future trends and studying the current and past trends of fashion. So that's something that so but that is happening in our Hmong fashion industry right now as well.
If we were to mỗi lần lù Thai forecast này bây giờ chỉ là lù từ nào thế mẹ用了这里才用 or dễ chán à chỉ có nên đâu có bắt sao because forecast nó chỉ you kind of think to the future, right?
Yeah.
So is I don't know, the first word that popped in my head is guying, right? Guying is kind of like estimate.
Wow, yeah, cái mong lừa có tự tao lo lừa có. Cứ dành con rừng mong. Does that sound weird?
Right? I don't know. Anything could be right now. You're creating your
It
own
could be that, or it could be like G or whatever. I don't know.
Yes, your the name bao cho lưu rong for forecast. Be sure to share with us. I think that would be a great way to start this conversation about forecasting. Is to,
within the Hmong fashion industry, yeah.
Is to find words that best describes it. You know, it doesn't have to be exact, but you describe it.
So to start with the fashion forecasting, something that I've noticed back in the days when we did do our research, we forecasted that Yasmin was a trendsetter during her times, and whatever she wore, people wanted it. So there was this one specific hat that knew now they call it the princess hat. And so we just kind of estimated that whatever she wore, it's going to get popular, and it did. That princess hat is one of the most popular current modern wear that almost every Hmong girl has in her closet now if she collects Hmong clothes.
I know, look I don't know, I used to call it gamokai, right? Or now people call it princess hats. I remember that was worn like really popular back in the early 90s. That was like 30, no, that's not 30, 25 plus years ago. I remember everybody was wearing it, and they have their hair braided, and then they have it to the side. Or like in the 90s, like they have their bangs out, and then they would tease it to make a little, I don't know, poof up here. So it's crazy how a trend like the princess hat 25 plus years ago is now very popular right now.
Yeah.
I think when turn up popularly, then again, nhớ trong the chế to model the new wear tao li chana, and plus chế này po yo ít từng tròn base mà yo thì ní từng tròn base nếu wear tao xong có này chế everybody follow. It's just like make a celebrity, you know, if one celebrity wear like stand out, people just all crazy about it. Yeah, your trend, you know, she was only in the it doesn't matter like your design trong chana.
So then with fashion forecasting, I guess it comes down to what current Hmong celebrity are wearing. What else plays into this too? Like consumerism, shade, that's no có yếu tố vendor na, có yếu tố seller na, cái có buy there, tí này yok họ tuyên đâu rồi. Do you happen to also buy more of that later on, or you try to just buy a new style for the next round that you're gonna sell?
Well, for me, go focus on go passion na, so go just follow the trend, go just offer go just khán giả li họ go nhẹ thế, họ go xa thế, ni go xa more, cho là share cho bên mong you know, for the future, so go focus. But a lot of people that's not legend still nhỏ cho họ back and forth. Like each other still really want the traditional Hmong clothes, and each other go slowly moving forward to Hmong inspiration clothes. You know, so like nhóm để từ tiếng này sao? Yeah.
So ít khó cú sa nung có thể because I noticed that you know, like Japan, we're so crazy for the Dao Li Long hashtag Dao Li Long.
There's a hashtag Dao Li Long.
I don't know. Let me create it. Because I feel like everybody's so crazy because it's on the blouse, it's on the hat, it's everywhere in the Hmongling skirt. And so I'm kind of like, where's this crazy? I call it craziness, but where is this hot for this trend from?
Well, from my understanding, okay, or research or I'm not really into Dao Li Long, but from my understanding, it's because that is the original Dao that we used to use back in the day. So I believe we know Thai the Thai lo I think more like to the Thai a bit more than Dao na and that's the Dao that we use na. So it just become a popular. Okay, now is one of the old fabric that is put into modern use. So I think that's what caused the hype for now because some people are into Dao Ma too, but Dao Ma is fashion because Dao cũ lỡ nè họ chẳng Dao Li Long này chị họ dùng cái li chết chết thế họ ít hỏi bố chính quốc tế chẳng Dao bố thấu in này thế thì họ most Dao modern use này chị that's why I think a lot of people are crazy for that based on my guess.
For me, I say it's just as Nong said that, it was one of the fabric that we used in the past. And so now it's bringing back up, and that's something that happens a lot in fashion is that, a lot of old trends are brought back, a lot of old techniques are brought back, and they call it modern, they call it new, but it's the same style inspired from the past. It's just innovated in a different way currently now. And I think we use that fabric because
Nostalgic?
Yes, that was the word.
I knew it.
That was the word. It's a nostalgic fabric. Girl, cheers to that. You finished my sentence.
So that makes sense too. So same for the velvet with the flowers, same thing too. That was very popular. I remember in the 90s, everybody wore that too. And now everybody keeps finding those velvet outfits too. What other things do you think are like from the 90s or from back there that is so hot right now? I can think of a few.
Go ahead.
Okay, raise your hand if you agree. The Hmong Shuo outfit.
Yes, yes, that it's been popular since last year. I think it's kind of dying down a little now though.
Yeah, right now the stuff is a little bit dying down, but if you talk about last year, it's a lot.
It's
like the Georgie, the princess hat, kind of Hmong Shuo, like the Hmong is super hot like last year.
Why do you think it's currently not hot anymore this year?
Well, I think it's because le mo or hang tao la to the point that the quality
that's
is
what I was talking about earlier.
The quality is not there anymore. And like le mo to me I feel like le mo o chỉ nhìn tao thao da mình tự chỉ khử lì thế nào. So it's a little bit slowed down. I don't know about the next couple years, but as for right now, everything is a little bit slowed down because singly last year, more everything was hang tao too much tao, huh? And they didn't tao tao, come on. And then as a seller, like so many vendor out there sell it for so many different price too. Yeah, Jenny more or like competitions, or more competition, or how more competition more. So I guess right now is more on the everything just I slow down for now. So
well, here's what I'm going to forecast that with what Nong just said about that because the more on even style. So I'm forecasting that in the next year or so, people are going to go back to quality control. So yeah, quality. What do you guys think? Yeah.
It's slowly you can slowly see that some people are focused on quality right now. Because so people are a little bit focused on quality right now, but it's really hard to find quality over the internet, like especially over live, because live always more different perspective of how it so but I think you be educate more about the Hmong culture. And I guess maybe the next couple year maybe we'll go back to the original.
Yeah, I agree. No, God, no. Original will always come back. It will always make its rebound. I also want to forecast that I know that modern fashion to wear for everyday wear, it's still there. But the thing is, I feel like it's still in the work. Like, the thing, mama, come, mama, cut him, there. So I feel like in the next few years you're gonna see more Hmong inspired everyday wear. So it might be more like a athletic wear. It could be more street Hmong inspired wear. So you're gonna see all these smaller niche styles, but Hmong inspired. Yeah.
Are you saying this because of Sunisa Lee leotard?
Yeah, I saw. Did you guys see that picture? Sunisa wore that leotard that has Hmong inspired.
Yep.
Because she's such a national. She has a national image, and I think for her wearing that, I think it's going to start a big way. But even before her, my brother, he's an athlete too. So he bike, he runs, he swims. He's an Ironman, ultra Ironman.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So he actually designed an athletic wear for those activities, but with and so it's actually a logo for their writing team, NSR, Never Stop Writing. And so I've seen that already. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. I'm seeing Sunisa. I'm predicting, wow, maybe in the future, we have a lot of people and sports. I think they're going to start including Hmong inspirations into their athletic wear.
Yes.
I think họ có cái lịch từ lấy xã ôm lần đấy mà, but it's because of the resource, with the technology and resource base thì chỉ tao muốn ôn này ạ, because mỗi hai lần của kia của tự nhiên or mong inspire outfit lần đấy ạ. I've been have this idea way before the live even started, but it's because big chỉ tao muốn technology li ta nó theo resource li ta nó na. And có thể mua qua họ online lo ni kỳ na, because it's not, they don't have that much available out there at that time. So có thể mua lúc cho mua món design họ sẽ là ni kỳ mà. But nowadays you can just make a t-shirt, món inspired t-shirt, like, you know, just like that. So but I think you want high lo cái toàn đây nó tới giờ bây giờ muốn tao, because I do see that there's a lot of resource available right now. Dù như là có sản design có ý đại tia or ý tuần tao na, you can just send it to like I found a seller that I could just send her a design and she could print them out for me like that. So if I to use only you lose shit to use more mong cho khán giả là only cha na a cho modern wear okay, I could just send her my design and she could just cut and sew and print the fabric for me. But the thing is that cho the in your key so me right now. But you know a lot of companies that are able to produce those things, then they'll cost me your pay mean chị nếu như nhiều bỏ thì they'll be cho khán giả tao chơi your tận đâu hình, you know, more inspired outfit. Yeah.
No idea. Take on your home and we just forecasted that quality is gonna be the next big thing right now. So where would you find Hmong clothes if that's what you're looking for?
I mean, for sure, go to Nong.
Well, it depends on what kind of Hmong clothes you're looking for, because I don't really do traditional. That is also in my mind too, but not right now because a lot of people do it. But you know, I think my best advice is just look for a good seller that có hiểu ý là ôn nên nhớ là chị có chỉ bảo để lấy trong chỉ trong á, or là một cái gì trong chỉ trong á, or sometimes it just depend on the batch, you know, that they got. So but just trying to test out some seller out there and say to seller nó ni lu vision một lý cho nó, giờ có bỏ thì ni pin một cái gì trong này chị just follow her, hoặc giờ thì có bỏ từ nó always more crappy stuff. So you know, maybe that's someone that you might want to stay away from. But the thing is that you have to buy to know, because nhóm người tới to sell it thì lúc chỉ một lý trả xin là so I can't say but you just have to test it out. And the fast and best way is right now the lifestyle. Có một cái ta la lo in mỗi hai lo ta la chỉ kỳ số. Thế có một ta la có chỉ một variety mà li có lo sai là cho life nó có more choice cho họ ý từ vấn đề mà nếu mà ý giả thế nó chỉ gọi là có sao đó chỉ là có một họ online như chỉ faster, easier, cheaper. Then that chỉ cho tiền you cheap high quality nó sao.
More free shipping thế.
Yeah, free shipping, discount, sales.
So I'm assuming that right now Hmong fashion is the industry is still revolving around live shows on Facebook then, and that's where you will be able to find the variety of Hmong clothes. Do you guys think it will ever move past Facebook Live?
That's a good question.
Because Facebook Live is so hot in the Hmong community.
Well,
like people become celebrities
It
going
might.
on Facebook Live.
It might, because some people like to share life because life life only attract the people that they don't mind the wait. And mama show it because some people look for quality, some people look for price. So they don't like so they don't want to wait watching live how they live because they really want to check out the detail, or some people they have to go to the actual place to see and touch the material. So maybe it might in the future, but I don't know, because right now everything you can't really catch up and know what's coming next. Yeah.
So I am a consumer of Hmong clothes. I buy from Facebook Live, but before then, Gucci got Yoland because I just knew that whatever was coming through, it was not going to be good quality. And when I look for clothing, I do look for quality. If I'm going to be spending $200, $300 on an outfit, I want it to come with lining. And so Gucci Chai Life for the longest time until the pandemic last year. I think the last 2 years because of the pandemic, somehow we were buying so much, and I was one of those who did buy a lot, and I've noticed that a lot of the things that were coming through, the quality was it was just not there. And
Agreed. Gosh. I think Hmong people are smart because Hmong people are really good business people. I'm just thinking because I've seen television where we got on I forgot what's it called, HVQ or HSN, where they always have products and they talk about it and they you buy right now 50% off, right, that payment. And I was like, ooh, what if in the future Hmong has Hmong channel and stuff, what if like they sell on Hmong channel and stuff for like it's more for like the older consumers who watch the TV, right? It might be on TV, I don't know, instead of Facebook. It might be on I don't know, maybe on YouTube, because YouTube has YouTube Live.
It does. It has YouTube Live now. I don't think it will come up on television only because
They just shut TV on.
it's because the consumers now, the people who are predominantly buying these clothes are not watching TVs anymore. There's a reason they're on their phone watching live. And then I also think that the people who have access to Hmong media, like the TV, they're not interested in Hmong clothes.
Yeah, I don't know about TV, but I think maybe in the future they'll have more website. Like a lot of sellers gonna have more website now. But it depends on how Facebook is treating all of us. So you have the Facebook chỉ long down will continue with the live because live is a faster way to reach people and to make sell and to as a consumer and as a vendor to buy or to sell. But you have the Facebook when you know Japan, I think a lot of people gotta do website because right now I start seeing some popular vendor, let's start a website because that's easier on their day too, because they don't have to come online for trên sông mong lo mua là cho con people like lo build là khó reputation because trong này giờ people mua là khó mua là cái website ra and thay đổi cái trong cái people mua lên đó ra so I think the next trend might be a website.
I agree with that too because it called or feel like Facebook news very successful because it got high yeah thôi có quay không lại luôn á cái build relationship theo cái customer này yo Facebook is so perfect because you can interact with them really instantly chị có ta lo chị là đi nhẹ con này thì lần có chị once you build that reputation chị you just create your own website chị it flows there
you bring your consumers with you to your own page now.
So for entrepreneurs that could be a great business model for you.
Yeah, that's what my brother always tell me to do. Like, nè có mỗi cái website, mỗi cái không set up lên là chỉ có hai nè. Yeah, but how people gonna go to your website when they don't know you, and they don't know what kind of material you like carry, có your quality trong trang. How they gonna follow you? Just go to your website, So, I do the hard way first.
Yeah, the you be it's always the hardest the first time.
Yeah.
There's like that one Hmong saying that or something like that.
Well, yeah, because because you have to learn to know your customers too. As a vendor, có chủ tao cả thì okay, có oli nó sẽ giả nó bằng một tàu luôn, rồi có有oli giả có thể get our customer attention. Thế nào so, nếu chỉ là để có chỉ một big business ấy, có chỉ successful, you have to film many times, you have, like hay even cú kia là cú tới chạy vô cho tao ít cho product tới chỉ trong tour thế nào, you tao muốn mua pin gì tao bớt chế, you have to vô là you chủ tao mua bảo you cho vendor, chỉ trong thế you mua là you chủ tao bảo you cho customer chỉ trong thế so it's both ways. So nếu như thế này cũng chỉ dùng gì thế mà so.
That leads us on to our next question of, since we're talking about vendors and business, what is the global economic impact or change that the Hmong clothes is influencing in globally? It's not just towards the Hmong community now.
Well, yo como hay mucho santo ti na che oli patap epe tha nhưng oli tao in tu na be crazy how oh be yo como talk about inside business size na che ni oja santo ti plon no hen dio because people buy the material from overseas because majority be ja kong ni made from overseas na ya so be oja like santo ti plon no li so tôi chỉ hay bé là mình cả lời là tôi biết nhiều bé giờ không giờ thế nào so tôi cho lời tôi chỉ bảo cho bé không giờ là chỉ là bảo cho bé hay mong thế nào so nếu cứ giờ họ thì right now bé họ crazy trend here also expand bé họ a culture worldwide too cứ tôi cho lời cứ muốn nhiều ý tưởng thế tôi cho lời a lot of people bảo cho bé giờ mong thế so which I feel like it's a good impact.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think pageantry. I've seen a lot of videos where in a Thai or Lao pageant where they use Hmong inspired fabric or just the size on it and I see I think you said this the other day that not Miss National China or some Miss China wore a Hmong shawl outfit.
She did. Yeah.
So these are giving like worldwide attention to Hmong clothes. But the thing is that because they call it as national costume, they associate that with the nation's name. So China. They don't really associate that with Miao or Hmong.
Well, and talk about that, I think more because I think without us though, popular too. Because it could be now, it could be later now nobody really care about. Bỏ cái từ mình can hả, bỏ cái từ đúng hả, bỏ cái từ tin hả là it's all because bây giờ muốn mình can nói giờ muốn khoa, muốn high, muốn share, muốn all along. That's how a lot of people really bảo cho bây giờ muốn thế nào. So muốn high là gì, in trong tiền là chuyện khâu, thế là chuyện muốn xí thế mà thì xí khỏi ở bên trong bây giờ muốn mình can thế cho nó sao. I mean, I don't know if you guys see that or agree to that.
You just opened my mind to it that we have so much influence in media over here at the U.S.
Yeah, we do. And yeah, của hai cái hay do nó where yeah, mong tình tu bây giờ chúng ta khoa we have to be prideful too. I know it might sound really conceited, but yes, we have to khoa devna bili. And I'm pretty sure you guys seen it on American media, on Netflix shows where you see Hmong fabric or Hmong, some sort of Hmong clothing on Netflix shows. Like for an example, I was watching the Upshaws and I go boy, lu hành dong này she it was on there, and even someone posted on HCA homepage on Titanic. Nhớ bao lâu Rose nó nó chom
Oh, really?
Yeah, once you
I saw that.
expose the exposures like later, you can see it. So were there any other places
I gotta
or
go look
shows
this up.
where you saw Hmong clothing and you were like, wow, when you're not here?
But como sao là nếu because bây giờ mong mình cảm share so you rarely see mong other mong nhớ tới other teacher like talk about. I mean, một tí tu like cho anh nhiều mong fashion mà they really talk about like cho khán giả mong liệu li nó chỉ là những chuyện khoa thì she in general mong này là chỉ cho brag about bây giờ mong bây giờ khán giả họ bây giờ nhớ tới chuyện nó chỉ ở lại chỗ cái ý tưởng miền Thái mong chỉ you cái brag liền cái bảo nó cái more shit that oh yeah you know I know even though you're not so into mong clothes but có giờ mong chỉ cái thì oh yeah I know nhiều bây giờ cái nhà mong cái more shit một liên đạo nào cái bảo so là sẽ có thể có more credit cho bây giờ nhớ tới chuyện nó because we are the one that you know show bây giờ khán giả mong thống thiết tế
You both tell and tell like you are really into like wow, Hmong clothes is actually an American media.
I think ní nhỏ bây giờ chỉ realize it because only ha mỗi hàng giác ha chỉ cái liền khó tỏ biết xong nó biết mà really crazy about bây giờ mong khán giả bây giờ mong culture li uli nó and I start to see that a lot of mong kids nowadays start to cả hai lứa mong thế à like more into in between the cái li sao mua chỉ mua tiệm nhiều món hạt trái lừa món liền hoặc là chỉ cần là cái nhiều món but generally thọ họ trend nó ni hype lên nó lắm. A lot of kids start learning Hmong culture hay cả kênh cũ cái nó là nhiều khán giả Hmong even nhiều giàu là chỉ lấy bảo nhiều khán giả Hmong lì thế à.
I almost feel like y'all me y'all nhìn nhận khá nhiều it comes from the mom. And I think gotta say I've seen a lot of posts where like lấy chính lệnh hạt tiền ya thầu cũng mê của lòng câu xong cho trò ấp hàng lắm cũng những chuyện nhìn nó có nhiều món liền cũng chính xác nè chẳng như share đồ mà nhìn nó nè nhả you on but then like during the pandemic that's when they start to let's kind of look into it. Chị dùng là tiếng nhẹ chị là nhìn tôi chị là dùng là từ mình nhọn nhá nó nhọn chị mình nhọn chị là nã mùa xưa.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's more like a trend too because hay ni nhóm trở nên tên tu nè. I would say like a trend of tên tu họ yêu luôn nên này ạ. Mà tên tu họ yêu luôn nên chị people are not into Hmong stuff like mua cho mình cả. Chị mà tên tu họ luôn nên là chị like people so crazy about it but I think the next couple years now you might slow down again need slow down for you know maybe in a couple years and then I will pick back up. It's something that is muốn dùng người họ recycle ha. Yeah, because có một sai lầm the you generation like you parent you your kids in này ạ. Or cha you họ to nhẹ or cha you just sibling là họ chi nhẹ or cha cho young là cho niece họ nhẹ thế à chị họ nhóm tại tên tu tại sẽ tuyến đi chậu lấy cha chị là mù liên tại nó sợ của sao nào.
I also believe that you know Hmong clothes is like a visual marker of who you are, and so I think no matter what I think we will continue to teach our kids, our younger generations, that when you see this, it means you're Hmong. When you see this, it is Hmong. So
when you say visual marker, you're right. Hmong clothes is a visual marker, and I really think Hmong clothes is what opens the doors to different parts of the community. Because once you understand cái nhà Hmong nè, you chỉ sao một cần Hmong on đuổi, you chỉ sao một Hmong công Hmong. I want to come out with a single now. And it led me to pageantry. If I didn't look into Hmong clothes, Hmong music, Hmong language, I would never participate in a pageantry and enter myself into the community itself.
Well, to me, good thing that they also batch up trong your mong chắc một cái chắc you know, because I do see a lot of people right now they want to research about their culture or their or hay bé lọ họ bé lọ bé you know tên nha cái lịch cái ni mù li trà cho li trà thế này nè. So with the Hmong clothes I feel like ni bá thôi bé chắc là nhiều bé hay Hmong này you chắc là nhiều your own culture because mỗi Indo này mà quý bỏ tiền gọi chấm nhiều lên chỉ kể cho mỗi your culture liệu chỉ kể cho hai lưu chỉ kể cho cái lịch cái trai chỉ kể cho tiền này thì ổn nó hậu lịch trà lính chỉ kể đấy but nowadays you know lịch của bỏ you know it's slowly coming back you know they start to look at you know me recognize relative the cha che mu li cha she sing li cha
yeah Hmong clothes does help us identify where we're from because it's so specific to each region you're from you know being from certain regions from other Hmong who live in like a southern region so it does help with us finding out our roots a lot. That's the special thing about Hmong clothes.
I know because to be honest, but I used to only got collect to tour but I come to a point that I don't know if I will ever can ever do that because bé một long thing to the point that cho khán giả ta nó bé nã mismatch each other to realize in that so how am I gonna teach them that this is the correct way? Because material so it's so hard to really collect the original. That's like you know what, I'm just gonna move forward because I'm just gonna move forward and focus on Hmong culture because at least I keep the ban đảo the keep going forward and so that's why I totally focus on Hmong inspired instead of focus on the traditional because yeah you may do all kind of research but you may say that are you 100% sure because the Hmong diet the Hmong land maybe new mix you know you need to mix so how are you 100% you know so that's like y'all just some research so you know good to encourage more research about it which is good and you know I would love to learn but just like cái tiếng của họ focus change more inspire của dia chỉ cũng cho chỉ tao họ ta luôn nên thầu ý trong trả là at least I keep up with the you know khờ mong của tê mong từ tới tia là mong cho ban đầu you know cho chỉ nhớ cho của tê outfit linh đạo so you know keep base mong traditional alive.
So that is a wrap in this episode and I just want to thank Nong so much for joining both Ia and I. Is there anything else you guys would like to share?
Chỉ một theo giờ của hai mà của because all của hai của nhé cho Hmong and ban đầu theo Hmong industry even though I don't know a lot about it and cũng chỉ tao muốn study một cái but you know as a ý tưởng sai you know you know people hai chỉ bên nhau luôn từ theo bây giờ nã cho cũ cho chia là I just want to say that có biết Hmong you know think từ kia na you know even though just the ban đầu even though it's an errand even though it's a pattern at least we embrace and wear with us and cho một show này ạ oh you know this is one of our good day that we used to have even though có nãy tôi để at least say this is the print version of it you know to show other people and be proud of it because but now you know we make a name for ourselves and people know about us but có một tờ là nó có thể oh I don't know what I'm wearing like như họ you chắc áp bóng chứ mà gì cái này so you chắc là like embrace your culture and know about your culture and like có biết your culture sao tôi mới biết chỉ only nó cho biết next generation I'm afraid that tao lý nó lại phải chỉ tao biết quốc tế là chỉ bảo biết lên từ yeah.
Okay, so no, would you like to drop your handle or social media page so that our followers can come find you afterwards, or if they have any more questions that they want to speak with you about?
Cụ chỉ mua có special page but yeah, the ladies are reach cụ nó là you guys can reach me on my Facebook personal page Nong ya NONGYANG nên là hay open cho cụ là tao nên là follow cụ là tao cụ yên chẳng chủ mình chỉ khán giả nên là cụ chỉ tao không là muốn mua thì là hay cụ chỉ bảo tiền đây là cụ bảo chẳng continue mua thế thì in term of đầu chi nó mà tiêu cụ chẳng yêu tới cái một idea nó cụ chẳng continue thế mà in term of mua cụ chẳng không thì nó nên cụ chỉ tao không là mua thế mà come and follow me hay thế nên một question là chi nó là cụ hiểu ý từ vendor thế cụ là cụ hiểu ý từ buyer before cụ là ý từ vendor so ý từ một question là chi là bảo cho in the business side or in the fashion side or in the Hmong side nên là feel free to ask me. Dạ cụ bảo tôi chỉ cần mà lấy bảo theo, dạ cụ bảo chỉ cần mà lấy theo. Lấy thì sao more question cho sao bảo cho business side là cụ mà theo, wanna learn more about Hmong nên là còn hay cụ muốn bây giờ chỉ cần mà lấy theo là cho thêm mà lấy đó.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us as our first guest on this podcast. No
problem.
You're listening to Girl Cheers. Thank you for sticking with us until the end of the episode. We hope that we made your day happier than it previously was and you came out of it learning something new.
Unless it's a holiday and everyone should be taking all of their breaks as needed, please join us again the following week at the same time, Pacific Standard Time, for the next episode.
For more information and updates on Girl Cheers, please follow our social media pages on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, all by the name of Girl Cheers.
Or if you would like to become friends with Duji and I, find us on our Instagram handle at @iamarialo and at @dujichang.
Join us in the next episode. We'll be talking about Hmong pageantry from start to crowning, what happens after the crown, and the drama in between. We want to give this moment to thank those who made this podcast possible. Thank you to the Hope Center for allowing us to record episode 2 in its facility, and Erlinda Chang, who happens to be my sister, who designed our logo.
And finally, our listeners, you guys who tuned into our first episode and who personally left us comments such as Dion,